I work in American studies. Within this broader field, I specialize in contemporary American literature. I did a double master's degree in German studies and American studies at the University of Constance in Germany. And then I spent 1 year at the English department at Yale University as a doctoral fellow, and then I went back to Germany and finished my PhD in Constance in 2009. And I currently teach at the University of Bamberg in Germany, and I will do my research here as part of a 12-month research leave from my university. I'm currently completing my dissertation, the book manuscript based on my dissertation, where I'm arguing that American literature and British literature since 9/11 have been marked by the forces of globalization. So the overall argument I'm making in that book is that there's a distinct development in this literature from implicitly international modes of representation, for example, in visual media or in news media, towards a more overtly globalized understanding of the 9/11 events and of their aftermath, especially the war on terror. In the research that I'm doing here, I'm also trying to chart global movements as they relate to the increasingly transnational forms of the oil industry. And I'm looking at contemporary American fiction since the 1970s, as it relates to the cultural encounters that the United States have been exposed to as a result of the international scramble for oil, especially in the Middle East. And the focus of this research is so-called petro-fiction, which refers to narratives that directly address the oil industry, on the one hand, but also to fictions that only indirectly suggest or assume the impact of the oil industry on American culture. It is a term that was introduced in the negative. So the argument that I'm trying to refute is that petrofiction doesn't exist. It's an argument that has been made, one that I do not agree with. And I think this is also a prejudice that has led to a lack of interest in the connection between the oil industry and literature. And what I want to do with this project is to show that petrofiction does exist. And what makes it particularly intriguing as a literary genre is the indirectness with which it addresses the issue of where the oil is, who wants to have it, and how they go about getting it. Well, my research is clearly transnational in scope. So I thought it would be suitable for me to look at it from an outsider's perspective, from outside the United States. But what I think the United States Studies Center can offer me, in particular, is a unique combination of academic scholarship on the one hand and political engagement with contemporary issues on the other. So I thought it would be an ideal environment for me to pursue this kind of research.